What's up, Leaf Nation? Scott Willats back with another edition of your Plays of the Week. 3 games on the dock this week, and not exactly the greatest week in Leafland, but there are positives to take. Let's start with Saturday night. We're in Edmonton, and the boys put in a valiant effort. 3-2 winners over the Edmonton Oilers, walking away from the Western Canada road trip with 5 out of a possible 6 points. Then Monday night, well, let's put that one in the delete folder, except for the fact that Austin Matthews pulls one of his best highlight goals all season long, a goal I expect to see on this countdown. Then on Wednesday, when the Blackhawks rolled to town, it felt like a mirror image of Monday night, except for an unbelievable comeback effort in the third period, which left the last 5 minutes with every Leaf fan on the edge of their seats. But we start the countdown off with the Great Dane doing a little robbery on the German sniper.
It's the Oil on the man advantage, and Connor McDavid sends the no-look pass to Leon Draisaitl for the one-timer. But Steady Freddy is equal to the task, stopping one of the league's hottest goal scorers on what looks to be labeled for the back of the net. Number 4 sees William Nylander pick up the puck in the Leaf zone and then find a rushing JT. Tavares pulls the old stop and start and leaves it for 29. Willie then feathers this saucer pass to a streaking Jake Muzzin, who scores his 6th of the season. That's what they call a little too much sauce. I mean, that's what the kids say, right? Coming in at number 3, it's the Leafs on the power play looking to mount the comeback. Matthews and Riley play a little catch at the blue line before Mo rips home the power play marker. Talking about having a career year, Riley's previous high in goals was 9. This year, he brings the tally to 19 for the Leafs star defenseman. Coming in at number 2, Nikita Zaitsev spots Zach Hyman, who dishes it over to Tavares, and from here, JT does all the rest. He dances around Chris Russell and then goes backhand, forehand to the back of the net to tie his career high in goals. Get this, it's his 38th of the season. And at number 1, Austin Matthews says, I'm gonna do it myself. He collects the puck in his own zone, says see you later to one of the fastest players, Braden Point, with a curling drag, and then scores his 31st goal of the year by going coast to coast and 5-hole on Andrei Vasilevsky.
So I'm feeling very Finn McCool today as I'm celebrating St. Patrick's Day this weekend. As you can see, I got my green and white new St. Patrick's Day jersey on, repping my Morgan Riley. Of course, the jersey you can pick up at Real Sports, whether it's online or right here at Scotiabank Arena. So we decided to look back at some of our favorite players that don the blue and white, but still reps the orange, white, and green.
He was one of the main architects in Maple Leaf history, Conn Smythe. In fact, Conn Smythe was the one who changed the name from the Toronto St. Pats to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he also coined one of the greatest quotes in Maple Leaf history.
Defeat does not rest lightly on their shoulders, and that's the way my team's always played.
Pat Burns. Remembered as one of the coaches that made it very clear who was in charge, Pat guided the Leafs to a very memorable conference finals in '93 and again a year later in '94. Pat is also the last Leafs coach to win the Jack Adams. So despite standing only 5'7" and 150 pounds, King Clancy was one tough Irishman. He would help the Leafs win a Stanley Cup in 1932 and would lend his leadership in coaching and management for 3 more cups, 62, 64, and of course in 67. King Clancy would have his number 7 honored in 1995 by the Maple Leafs before being officially retired in 2016. Notorious for his Irish roots, Pat Quinn was a force to be reckoned with on the ice with the Maple Leafs. Years later, he would become a leader behind the bench and still to this day is known as an even better person off the ice. Pat currently ranks 2nd all-time in Leaf coaching wins with 300 and 3rd in playoff wins with 41. Red Kelly. What can be said about Mr. Kelly that hasn't already been stated? He totaled 8 Stanley Cup wins, 4 with the Wings and 4 more with the Blue and White. He was named one of the 100 greatest players in NHL history, was then given the Order of Canada in 2001, and is one of 9 players in league history to have his number retired by 2 different NHL teams.
Oh man, the idea of thinking about seeing Pat Quinn in this St. Pat's jersey rocking that 23, I wish that was a possibility. Love ya, Coach. Love you, Mr. Quinn. Okay. 4 games on the dock this week as the boys look to get back on track. Of course, the big one right here at Scotiabank Arena on Friday night as we welcome in Nolan Patrick and Claude Giroux and the Philadelphia Flyers. Then, of course, the next night we head to the nation's capital as we face off against the Ottawa Senators. Then a couple days off before heading to Tennessee and Wayne Simmons and the Nashville Predators. And then the last meeting against the QEW rivals themselves, the Buffalo Sabres. Of course, we're outside, which means spring is upon us. Only 12 games to go. We're in the final stretch before April and the playoffs. Of course, let me know what you love in Leafland. Hit me up at Scotty Willats on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, go, Leafs, go.